likely, because it will be a revenue-producing radio station, everybody that produces a show will share in the revenues when it sells. You'll share as a percentage of all the other shows produced by all the other hosts. But 25% of the entire revenue will be split amongst the hosts, going by how much you put in, how long you've been with the station, and how many shows you've done. So you can make money with your own ads, you can make money off the site-wide ads, and down the road, if and when it's sold, you'll participate in the revenue there as well. Come take a look. It's rednationradio.com. And I promise you, there won't be another radio station out there that works as hard to keep you happy as we are. I'm pleased to say that I've got a partner, Teresa Zarelli Edelglass. She was actually trying to recruit me to go do my show over at WTRU. And when that failed to get off the ground, we talked about what they were trying to do over there, what my vision was. And there was enough of a crossover that we're pretty solidly on the same page. And I've invited her to be a partner. And we're gonna do everything we can to make you happy. We don't have contracts. We go month to month. The only way we're going to keep you at our station is by making you happy. So we'll bend over backwards. Take a look at it. There's a link on there to ask questions. There's a link on the main page to actually sign up. So it's Red Nation Radio. Come take a look. I promise you, you'll have a ball. Next thing I want to do is touch on a couple of other websites. We don't always talk about our websites on the network. I say that we've got a bunch of websites, that Ronnie does a bunch of work, and sometimes she does, sometimes I exaggerate. I kid. She does a great job. Going across the top of our menu, TomO'Halloran.com, that's the main blog. We've been up for about 2.5 years. There's over 8,500 blog articles on there. The next one over is the website that corresponds to the Friday night show. It's Jihad on America. If you want to know what's happening in the Islamic sphere of the news, these websites are all single-issue websites. You don't have to go to, like, Drudge and try to find an article on Islam or on the gay agenda or on Hillary. Jihad on America, it's all the Islamic news. Al-Qaeda, G-A-Y-D-A. It's not Al-Qaeda, it's Al-Qaeda. It's about the LGBT queer agenda. It's not an anti-gay site. I've got a lot of gay friends, a lot of lesbian friends. But they just want to live their life like you and I do. It's about the small percentage of the people in that community that want to force Christian bakers out of the business because they don't want to make a cake for a gay wedding. It's the small group of people that are forcing transgender bathrooms so that little boys can shower with the girls, trying to force agendas into school to teach kids that they don't have to identify themselves as a boy or a girl. It's about those people. So algaita.com. Then there's Send the Wetbacks Home. That gets a lot of attention. Everybody's always jumping on my throat over that when they see the banner. Send the wetbacks home. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, that's so racist. I even put it in the banner. Liberal crybaby / Obama supporter. That is so racist and offensive. Me. The term wetback has nothing to do with race, so how can it be racist? It refers to anyone crossing the Rio Grande to illegally invade America. That is offensive. And this website covers the illegal immigration from all races and all borders. So my title may be a little provocative, but it's a website about safe and secure borders. Next one up on the menu is Red Nation Radio. We've already talked about that. The next one up is Blood on Her Hands. If you want to know why people don't like Hillary Clinton, go to bloodonherhands.com, and you can get to it from the main menu above any of my websites, and you'll see everything Hillary. From the time she was fired from the Senate committee for being a crooked lawyer, to the death rolls of all the people that died in her and Bill's sphere. Everything you want to know about Hillary, it's right there. What possible difference can it make? Next up, one of our latest websites, Ronnie asked me for this a couple months back. We finally got it off the ground. The attack on religion, for heaven's sakes. Everywhere you turn, Christians and Jews are being persecuted. Everything that was right about the world is now supposed to be wrong, and everything that was wrong is now supposed to be right. The liberals have got everybody reading things upside down and backwards. If you want to see how religious persecution is being perpetrated around the country, around the world, go to theattackonreligion.com. Next up on the menu bar is dead bankers. I haven't gotten back to this one in a while. The last thing I did on this website was several months ago. I think it was about June. And in the first 6 months of the year, there were 32 international bankers that had committed suicide. Many of them here in the U.S., some of them in Asia, some of them in Europe. 32 international bankers having committed suicide. I'm not one big on coincidences, folks. I want to know who's killing them and why. Rumor has it that these bankers knew what really happened to the trillions of dollars that were spent in the bailout. Somebody's not telling something about something. And that's what this website is about. The next one up is America in Ruin. This website is all about voter fraud. Any story that is about voter fraud should and will find its home on this website. There's also a link on there, what we can do, what we must do now that we have control of the House and the Senate, what we have to do to bring some sort of integrity back to our voter process. Next up is gun-free zones, all about the stupidity of gun-free zones, how shooters target malls and schools that are in gun-free zones. Next up, Butt Like a Buick. Right after the last Olympics, little Gabby finished, got her gold medal, and she was sitting on, I think it was the Leno show or something, and Michelle Obama is asking her what she had for dinner the night she won the award. She said a McDonald's burger. And Michelle Obama is criticizing her. That's not the way to stay healthy. Now, give me a break. The way Michelle Obama looks is going to criticize a gold medal athlete. So I put together some jokes. I started tweeting them out. People started telling me that I was being hateful because my jokes were basically, with a butt like a Buick, what is Michelle Obama doing telling Gabby how to eat? Okay, and then it was, I'm trying to pull it up because I don't remember these little ditties right now, right off the top of my head. But what's next? Water safety lessons from Teddy Kennedy. What's next? Peaceful protest lessons from the SEIU. So it's one joke that I beat up about 50 times. What's next? Competing Clean by Lance Armstrong. Now, then it went on to explaining, because everybody's saying I was being hateful about Michelle Obama's big butt. It's not about how big her butt is. That's her business. Okay, I'm overweight myself. But if you're not a fit, healthy example, you have no business telling Gabby or us, parents, or our kids, or anybody else how to eat. Okay, and why is it that Bill Maher can call Sarah Palin the vile C word? And he's given a pass by Obama because, quote, Bill Maher is a comedian. And yet I post these obvious jokes about his fat-ass wife, and the liberals are peeing their pants. Oh, that's so hateful. That's so mean. That's so misogynistic. It's racist. Oh, yeah? Well, kiss my butt, okay? I'm a comedian. There we go. That one's off. The next website up is Prepper Central. the fecal matter is going to hit the fan, and it's going to hit the fan sooner rather than later. And if you're not prepared, you're going to be walking into a Safeway or a Walmart with no food. You won't be able to get hold of water. Come to this site. Ronnie has done a bang-up job. This is her site. She asked for it. I built it for her, and she's just hitting it out of the park. There's general information. There's gardening and storage. There's bug-out bag information, stuff on health, medical, sanitation, ebooks and manuals, everything you know to be prepared. It's preppercentral.net. It's a great site, and I'm proud to have it on my network, and I'm glad she asked for it. Next one up is the Texas Tyranny Response Team. Another one that doesn't get updated quite as often as I like. It was originally built just to sell the T-shirts, or the T-shirts and sweatshirts that says Texas Tyranny Response Team. It looks like the emergency response teams. But the site has grown, and it is a site for any government overreach. The articles will be getting posted here. And finally, we have the post hole. If you're a blogger, left, right, center, if you're a blogger and if you've ever been turned down at the Blaze or at the Huffington Post or any other site that you've got, even if you regularly write columns for the website and they turn you down because they don't like the political slant of what you're doing on this one, bring it over here. Anybody can post. We don't edit for content. The same thing is happening here. This is a site that I co-own with the owner of this KCAA AM 1050 radio station, my good friend Fred Lundgren. Now, on this website, this is where I got the idea to monetize and collateralize and equityize the radio station. Here, it's the same thing. You log in, you create your account, and every time you post an article, you gain a share of stock. And if, like the Huffington Post, if this site is sold down the road, all the writers will share in the proceeds. So the same concept, whether you're blogging or whether you're doing radio shows, we're here to help people get their word out, unedited, unfiltered. We don't censor it on ideology. He's from the left. He's a liberal Democrat. I'm a moderate, radical, right-wing, conservative. So we got both ends of it covered. It's just a place for people to write and speak their mind and get their word out, their vision. That's about it for the news and the chat and the updates, folks. We're going to take another break. We're going to come back, and we are going to cover some news. So please stick around.
Tom O'Halloran, holding the line against tyranny from Washington, D.C.
I am America. One voice, united we stand. I am America. One hope to heal our land. There is still work that must be done. I will not rest until we've won. I am America.
Welcome back. This is supposedly the fastest hour on radio. We've been going leisurely mode, kind of coasting through the night, but we're going to get into the news right now. I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room tonight. Veronica, my editor, again, I humbly thank you for all you do for making me able to free up my time and do the radio shows. I couldn't do it without the work you're doing there. My friends in the chat room, Ron and Brian, that's Smokey_Texas on Twitter and Gulf Dogs on Twitter. These guys are great, loyal listeners. I love having them in the chat room. It keeps me on my toes. And their radio show really gives me something to shoot for. They do a bang-up job. If you go to Patriot-Radio-Show.com, in the right-hand column, right under my mugshot, you'll see a banner that says Radio Shows I Like. Click on that. Up pops a list of radio shows, good conservative talk radio. Right there near the top of the list is the Halls of Valhalla. They have 3 shows on their little network. And One of them is BNR Radio. That's Brian and